So AI has been around for quite some time and it has changed the complete landscape of software engineering. And whatever we used to follow earlier is no longer relevant in today's market. So that's why we need a fresh and a new methodology of learning so that we can survive in this brutal market. Now the roadmap which I'm going to share in this video, it's gonna be a bit tough and it's gonna be a bit unconventional as compared to your other roadmaps which you have seen on the internet. So if you dare to follow it, please do, and I guarantee that this is going to give you the results. Now why I am explaining to it, so like recently I have completed my internship at a startup as a software development engineering intern, and I've also seen quite some problems which I also faced, and also like problems which other people face. So in this video we are going to resolve all of that. And if you like this video, you can give a thumbs up. If you dislike, give a dislike. And if you want more of such content, you can obviously subscribe. So let's get started. So the first problem which majority of the freshers, young people face is the language paradox. They keep dwelling around things like which language should I choose, what is the best language, and this and that. First and foremost is that no language is superior to any other language. Obviously, it depends on the domain in which you are working, and you should not be getting into the war of like whether I should choose this language or that language. And that's why I follow two language methodology, not your conventional single language methodology. Like they say, like just choose one language. I don't follow that. Okay, I follow two like language learning methodology. You should be knowing two languages at least, and at most also. More than two is not very much useful, and knowing less than two, obviously it will not land you anything in future. Okay, so the pairs which I recommend you to learn are these four pairs. So either you can choose C++ plus JavaScript, C++ plus Python, JS and Java, and or Python and JavaScript. Now, now I'm going to explain what's the point of choosing these pairs. Okay, see, when you are learning or getting into the software development space, you need both the system understanding and you need to build something. Okay, and keeping both of these things in mind, I have prepared or I have composed these four pairs which you can use. Okay, now the first pair, which is C++ and JavaScript, is basically you can say you have systems thinking, like systems plus web. Okay, so in this pair you will be learning about the systems, how systems work internally, and JavaScript you can use for your project building. Okay, and I am telling these pairs, or I am telling you to learn two languages prior, because you don't get confused later on when you are learning your development part. Obviously, DSA part is important, but when you are later learning about the development part, you should be mentally prepared that you are going to use a second language or a third language. Okay. Now the second pair is C++ Python. This is majorly for those people who are interested in AI and artificial intelligence. Here you will be using C++ for DSA and Python for your development part. Okay. The other part and which I use is JavaScript and Java. Here Java can be used for your development part also, but majorly you can use it for the DSA part and JavaScript for the development part. And it is and the next one is Python and JavaScript. This is very favorite in startups. Okay, startups, so you can choose this pair if you want to get into any startup, and here you can use Python for your DSA part and JS for your development part, and you can use both of them for the development part. Okay, so you can choose any pair out of these, it's no issue, no problem. Okay, but if you are getting into the web, I would recommend you go with the first pair or the third pair or the fourth pair. Okay, web part. If you are going into AI/ML part, then you can choose the second and the fourth pair, any of them. Okay. And there are other pairs also, like which you can use for your Android development and all those things. Obviously I'm not going to cover that. You can check the descriptions for all the other pairs which you can follow. Now the next one is the DSA paradox. Now what is DSA paradox? I defined it as people getting so much confused that how much DSA they should be doing, how much is important, how should they learn, and all these things. Okay. So for the DSA stuff, obviously we can make a separate video on this thing. Okay, because it's a very vast topic to cover. But and for the internships part only, okay, I would say first, if you are going for a startup, so majorly you need to focus on your language. Okay, languages which you learned plus your projects. Okay, projects. Okay. And DSA in some cases, if it is a very good startup like Zepto, or you can say Zomato, these kind of startups, then you need your DSA part. But still I would say focus on this part. And for the DSA part, keep practicing, because obviously you are going to do it for the placements also. But for the internships part, you can give it rating up to light to medium. Okay. The next one, if you are targeting very big companies like the product based top companies. Okay. So for that, you majorly need to focus on DSA part, because that's the priority which they keep, plus your projects. Okay. Now here you can give your projects light to medium. Okay, no issues. Okay, but here you need to focus on your projects majorly, and DSA can be light, so it's a flip. Okay, it's a exact flip. Now what you can do for DSA, for practicing DSA, so obviously the most famous platform is the Lead Code. So you can go for the Lead Code. You can go for like the easy and medium. Okay, mediums. Okay, this is for those who are targeting some kind of startup. And if you are targeting big product based companies, I would say go for Code Forces. Okay, go for Code Forces and do like tougher questions also. Okay, it's gonna help you in clearing the rounds. But for the startups part, I would say go for only Lead Code, easy and medium, that's enough. Okay, for the projects, I would say you should be building your projects with the languages which you have already learned. Don't learn any new language. And if you have chosen any of the pairs which I have described earlier, so you will not be facing any issues here. Okay, so for the projects, you should be keeping in mind few things. First, okay, it should be unique in some sense. Okay, unique in some sense. I'm not saying it about like the features and all those things. Okay, I'm saying unique in the sense that you have added some different kind of functionality in that. It can be in the front end functionality, or it can be in the back end functionality. I would recommend go for the back end functionality, because it shows that you are thinking properly. Okay. Second, it should be enough complex. Okay, enough complex. And third, you should be using the fundamentals which you learn. Okay, your CS fundamentals. Okay, what do I mean by using your CS fundamentals? Like the fundamentals which you learn, like the databases, like your operating systems or your computer network, you should be using those fundamentals to talk about your project. Like when you are giving your interviews and when you are building the projects, you should be thinking around those things. Okay, now for the projects, we can create a separate video also, because it is also a very good topic to discuss in itself. So if you want, you can comment now. Now comes the next section, that is the CS fundamentals. So what kind of subjects you will be needing apart from your programming projects and DSA? Okay, so the first priority is DBMS. This is the first priority. If you are going for an internship, this is the first thing which they are going to ask. Second, you have operating systems, and third, you have computer networks. For these two, I would say it's not very much required. DBMS is the most important here up till internships. Okay. And CN and operating systems, you can cover it, but if you don't want, you can leave it also. But focus on the DBMS part a lot. So there's one more thing which you should be learning, that is Linux and deployment. You should be knowing how you will deploy your application on, like, on servers, and about Linux commands, and like how Linux functions, because Linux is very much used in the server side. So you should be learning Linux, whether you are a front end guy or a back end guy, doesn't matter. You should be learning Linux. So here you will be learning about the commands, okay, about deployment, like how you deploy, okay, all the things like how you set up, your servers, set up servers, okay, etc. There's a lot which can be inside that, but I've given you overview that you need to learn this. Now some tips from my side which you can follow. First thing, you should be very good at explaining your projects. So explanation skills, okay, explanation skills. Second, you should be working on your speaking skills, okay, so speaking skills, speaking. Third, you should be using your CS fundamentals to explain your projects, okay. So not just that you are explaining that I have done this, I have done that, you should be explaining the integrities and the details. So I would say details, focus on details of the project, okay. So yeah, that's it for this roadmap video, and whatever I have explained in this video is based on my own experience in the internship, and there are a lot of things which I also faced as a beginner, and I hope this roadmap can give you a rough image that what you should be doing, okay. And I would say that you should be developing your breadth in everything and depth in one specific part. That would be much more helpful, and I will see you in some other video.